Well, hey gang, here we are with the 2003 VY Commodore. It's got the bog standard 3.8 General Motors engine in it, and she's running kind of rough. So under acceleration, whether it's heavy load or just standing still out of gear, giving it the beans, it gets real lumpy, lots of hesitation. It's fine at idle and it's fine cruising along, but as soon as you try and give it anything, it really doesn't want to go. So the way the person who drove this car describes it, I thought maybe it would be dirty fuel. She said it came on real suddenly, hadn't done it before, so I kind of had a chat, and dirty fuel was my first guess. So luckily the tank was empty, so we could fill it up with some good fuel and some fuel conditioner, try and clean out any water or anything that might have been in it, but unfortunately it didn't make a difference. So it wasn't the fuel, we still got the issue. So the next thing we're going to do is get in there, have a poke around, and I'll probably pull the MAF will be the next step, and have a look at the mass airflow sensor there, see if it needs cleaning. We'll probably clean it anyway, give it a squirt down since we have it out, and see what happens after that. So let's get to it.
Alright, so here's the mass airflow sensor sitting in the air intake line between the air filter and the motor, same place in most engines. And all we need to do first is detach the electrical connector and then undo the hose clamp so that we can get to it. Also ease off your air filter cover, and don't forget to undo that electrical connector so it doesn't tweak or stress out as you're moving things around. And then just ease the tension and you should be able to pop your mass airflow sensor off just like that. And there we go. As you can see, this one's actually really dirty. So what we'll do is we'll get some mass airflow cleaner, or you can use just regular electrical cleaner, and we're going to blow this out in reverse first, so against the natural flow of air. Try and blow all of that gunk out backwards, and then we'll flip it round and blow it in the same direction as the airflow, and then one final time in reverse again. Having to think about the way the driver of this car drives and what they said about it, it actually makes sense that it could be something like this that's been building in the background, even though they said it came on suddenly. The way they drive means that it may not have actually manifested itself in their driving style until it got really bad, which would explain how dirty this mass airflow sensor is. It could be getting to the point where it's causing issues, and now it's affecting the performance of the vehicle. If it's not this, then it's still worth doing. It was very dirty anyway, and our next step will be to look at the ignition, the spark plugs, the leads, and the coil packs. So that's that. We'll let it dry, and then as you can see, it's got arrows for the flow, so make sure you put it back the right way. Do all your clips back up, make sure you do your connectors back in place so that everything's working properly again, and then you can tighten up your hose clamps and you're ready to go.
The mass airflow sensor was definitely dirty and it was worth cleaning it, but unfortunately it hasn't fixed our problem. We still have a rough acceleration or a hesitation under heavy load, and so we're going to have to keep digging. And the most likely culprit is going to be these coil packs here. So there's 3 on this car. It's a 6-cylinder, so each coil pack runs 2 cylinders. On a lot of cars you'll find each cylinder has its own coil pack, especially on modern ones, and that coil pack plugs straight into the spark plugs. Now unfortunately we're not getting any codes on this car. If we were, we could move these around and we could see if that code moved to different cylinders. And if it did, then that would confirm that these are bad and we could confidently change them. It's the same if you have individual ones. If you're getting a specific cylinder code, you can move them around, see if that code moves, and then you know you're spending your money on the right spot. However, given the age of this car, it's got almost 300,000 kilometers. This is a very likely culprit here, and they're definitely due for a change. And so if one of them's going bad, then it's pretty much standard practice on this car to change all 3 at the same time. Now if you're at the dealer or at a mechanic, it can be kind of pricey, not prohibitive, but at home it's a very, very easy job, and they're actually not that expensive. So I jumped online and I got a set of OEM ones. You can pay a lot and you can pay not much. There's a lot of aftermarket ones as well. However, I shopped around and I found the OEM ones for the same price as aftermarket. So very happy with that. They did take a little longer to get here, so we can just wait it out, and here they are. So let's rip into these and then I'll show you how easy it is to change them out. There we go. These are brand new, ready to go in. As you can see, these came as a set, so they have the cylinder numbers marked on them. If you got them individually, then they'd probably come blank. Given these are a set, we just make sure that they go in the right spot to match the ones that are already there. That way there's no confusion later on. And it's just as simple as undoing these. And I think there's the same on the back side there. And undoing the plugs and switching them out. They have, if you look on the back side of these, there's two large contacts. So you just got to make sure to pull them straight up, no twisting or tweaking. And the hardest part about this job is keeping track of the leads. So the best way to do that is to just do one at a time. So start on one of them, undo both of them, undo the leads, keep a track of where the leads go, replace your coil pack, and then put the leads back on, then move on to the next one. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, so that's all loose. As I said, we're going to take these leads off now and just make sure we keep a track of top one and the bottom one. Straight back on there, straight down those contacts. Put the screws back in. Tighten it back up. Put our leads back on. There we go. And on to the next one. All right, bring out the big guns. Get through this nice and quick. There we go, old one's out, new one's in. Took about 7 minutes, and your standard book value on that is probably an hour of work. So good luck getting that done for under $100, $120 at a mechanics. And of course they charge a huge markup on that. I think the standard price on the coil packs for OEMs like $180 to $200. So you're looking at like a $300 job, and we did it for well under 100 and about 8 minutes of time. And looking at the old ones, hopefully that is our problem right there. One very rusty terminal. That wouldn't have been doing very well. So fingers crossed, we'll crank it up. First test is to see if it starts, and then we'll see how that accelerator's going. Oh, she started. That's half the battle. Let's see how we're going with the accelerator. Sounds pretty smooth to me. I'm going to call that a win. So there we go. That's what it was. It was our coil packs. We could see that they were bad. Replace them all. It's not worth going one by one, especially on this car. Maybe if you've got an 8-cylinder with individual coil packs, you might want to save some money, but these were cheap. And there we have one very smooth running 300,000 kilometer GM 3.8 litre motor. So hashtag winning. Catch you next time.